Howdy, nerds! So, well, we have a lot of banners this month, and this is going to be something of a test run. I wanted to try this out because every roadmap, there's, of course, new banners that are listed there, and there's always something that might be of interest to someone. Maybe you're trying to save orbs, maybe you're aiming for a certain character, and I think this might be a fun thing to do, just sit down, talk about, and look over what is happening. And maybe give you an idea of what, maybe if you want to save your orbs, maybe the specialty banner that's coming up, with brides or whatever, doesn't interest you, and instead you want to aim for a certain character. So, well, I can give you a general idea of what's coming in banners, and hopefully give you maybe something to look forward to and aim for. I don't know if you guys will enjoy this too much, but next time I actually do this, we'll have a lot more production value. Again, this is just a test run to see how it goes, so do tell me what you think. So, as always, I'm just going to put this down at the bottom. There's speculation, don't, just so we're clear. You can't blame me if something goes wrong or maybe they change it again. Christ, I had to look at that roadmap a bunch more just to get that right. Alright, so, let's start off with the first banner that's coming out. That is New Powers. There's actually technically two New Powers banner. May the 16th to the 26th, and then of course another one on June 10th to the 22nd. Both pretty big banners, but mostly these are aimed at characters who are getting new weapons or have gotten new weapons. So that means that this banner, at least the May one, will probably have the 3 Cs. I'm talking Camilla, Corin, and of course Claire. This one is more personal preference in case you want to aim for them. You like these characters and you maybe want to, refine their weapon, or maybe you want to add more to your, repertoire, I guess. But, this, at least the first one, is going to be based around these. And now a lot of you have pointed out that technically we skipped, the last one with Fear and all of them. But, well, there's always chance to grow and maybe make something new out of that. We'll see. I don't think they're going to bring back the other ones, but I'm fairly sure that this one's going to be based around, of course, the newly updated weapons, because they're hot, they're new, and, it's exciting. Either way, New Powers from that point on, at least in June, most likely will be featuring characters from, well, the new update that will be in June, because I'm strongly suspecting that the next one will be at the start of June, around the 6th or 7th, because usually that is when they do their updates, and there seems to be a banner starting around then, and a lot of other things. Interesting. Either way, hopefully you will get to see something new from that. From there, let's talk about the other one that changed. Yeah, this one. Boy. I originally had this with heroes with combat boosts, but unfortunately they changed that. Or maybe fortunately, because heroes with stances is actually a lot less broad of a term, and something that I can actually work with. So let's hope that there's something great here, because these are what my characters are that I expect to be coming from this banner. Based on timings, I know a lot of you are like, oh my god, they might rerun Kana or Shigure, because technically both of those two, they have stances, but from what I've seen, at least from the timings, let's just go with what I think. Now, the first one, of course, is Zelgius. It's obvious. I'm really strongly suspecting he will be there. Incredibly strong unit, distant counter weapon, has fierce stance. That is most likely who will be headlining it. Because last few banners, they've been bringing out units that have had a lot of strength there. We had one that was focused on things like Hector and Ike. Now we had things like Ira. This one will most likely feature characters that have strong capabilities and can really bring a lot to your team. Of course, we also have, Morgan, who has mirrored stance. And then, of course, we also have Shiro, who has, steady stance. These are the 3 that I'm thinking based on timing. Now, that doesn't mean that technically we can't get a rerun of any of the other characters, but, just so we're clear, Dorcas is in a banner currently, at least I think he's still in one, and that means that technically you might have to, a lot of you are like, oh, he won't be reran, but I need to remind you that, well, a few months ago, they were just like, here's Takumi in every banner you can possibly imagine. So, it doesn't necessarily mean that Dorcas can't. It just means that he might not be as likely, I'm hoping. And the same thing for Kana and Shigure. I'm expecting these 3 to be in this banner because, these are the ones that are accessible in the pool right now. I'm sorry, friends, no Sakura, no kitty cat for you, but, maybe you'll get a Black Knight, who knows. From there, though, well, there's a lot of other things that we can talk about, mostly when it comes to voting gauntlets. Yep, that's right, guys, because, well, next up is the voting gauntlet. Yeah, I know it isn't on the, list there, that there is no, banner with a voting gauntlet, but they always do a gauntlet, banner. So then what is the next thing going to be? Well, considering the fact that this is running during the special, seasonal units that are coming out, and most likely the special seasonal units this time are, brides and grooms again, or at least brides, well, then we probably have something to work with here because, this is most likely going to include all of the brides from last year, and it won't be stuck behind a 8% pool list with maybe just, 2 other units that you might get unlucky with. So I safely can say that that's a pretty nice thing. You could maybe get any of these lovely ladies here. I'm down. My personal preference, of course, is Cordelia, but, all of them are seasonal, and all of them, I don't know if they're going to return right away. I don't even know if they're going to come back in legendary banners. It's really hard to say with how things are going. But, yeah, we have a lot of interesting, possibilities there. But if you really want to try and pull for any of the bridal units from last year, I'm going to bet you anything that this banner is for you. And it's definitely going to happen, considering the fact that they brought back last year's bunnies as well. So, yeah, be prepared, and that should be sometime before the 1st of June, because, well, they usually bring out the banner just a few days before the voting gauntlet. And, well, there's a lot to take in, so... Anyways, voting gauntlet is going to be tight, but that is the only thing that is. We also, of course, have the legendary banner from the 30th of May to the 6th of June. Now, that's going to, debut another legendary hero, obviously. I think we're supposed to get red this month. I'm not too certain, but, yeah. From there, though, we do have one certainty. The seasonal units this time around are going to be powerful, and that's because they should be dipping into the pool that was the Christmas one. Now, I don't know if you guys remember the Christmas apocalypse, where every unit in that single little pool there was a monster in any shape and form, because, well, that was all armored units, and, well, let's just talk about the first 2 real quick. I'm talking, of course, about Normal Girl and, Belle Lady, or Christmas Tharja and Lissa. And, well, they're both armored. One is, of course, a Red Tome unit, and possibly the best Red Tome unit in the game right now. She actually has access to a very potent ability in Vengeful Fighter, and Lissa is, I believe, still tied with the highest BST in the game right now, meaning that she has a lot of stats, and she also has Bold Fighter, which is incredibly strong, allowing certain armored units to always double or quad if you're using certain abilities, so, at least when they initiate, so... that's going to be a good one. But that we can't forget, of course, about the Brazen Bros, which I'm talking about Christmas Robin, Christmas Chrom. Robin, of course, has Brazen Attack and Speed. Chrom has Brazen Attack and Defense. These are both really valuable abilities, and these are both really valuable units. They are incredibly strong. All of them are incredibly strong when it comes to legendary banners. And the fact that they're going to make their returns with this one is something I'm both dreading and looking forward to, because a lot of you will hopefully get lucky and get, one of them if you happen to miss out on them when they came out, during Christmas. They are fantastic. Now, granted, all 4 of them will most likely not be in the banner themselves, but it's still a very big possibility. So, of, at least 2 or so. So, yeah! And then, of course, they might include some New Year's ones, which means Flyzura might also be there. So, whew, there's a lot of great possibilities in the future for these. So, outside of that, what else is left? Well, there is one banner that I can just speculate on. Just one more, okay? And that, of course, well, that's the Bound Hero Battle of Seliph and Julia. And that, of course, is June 5th to the 11th. It's going to be a fun one, I think. And from there, well, it's pretty obvious what's going to be on this list. I mean, there's going to be Julia, there's going to be Seliph, and usually when they do these BHBs, they always include a 3rd unit in the banner that typically has some sort of relationship to the main characters or the characters featured in that. Just to give you an example, Lissa and Chrom had Robin, and I believe, if I can recall correctly, Noe and Tiki, they had Grima, of all characters. Guess it's just kind of fitting in that regard. So the one character that I'm expecting, at least for me, is probably Deirdre, just because it fits well. She hasn't returned in a long time. I'm hoping that's what's going to happen. But again, this one's kind of obvious, but also kind of not. Usually they do the whole familial thing, so we'll see what happens. But that is every banner that I can think of that's coming out that I can actually look at and speculate. And of course, I'm just going to remind you that this is speculation. Just look down there at the bottom right. But yeah, do tell me what you guys thought, and hopefully these are all the characters that you might want. If you happen to think about any of that, well, God, I hope Zelgius returns, because, you know, a lot of you have been asking for him to come back, and God, I hope it's true. So anyways, no, Dorcas is going to come back, but no. Alright guys, I'll catch you all later. Thanks for watching. See you soon.